not bad, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Ortho High graduated class of 2022. Give it up for yourselves. Now, everything I heard here already shows that I'm not actually the commencement address speaker. Adeze already is. So there's nothing that I am going to say right now that is going to be any more important than what she said. So I tell you that while she started writing this speech on Monday, I started writing my speech when I sat down over there a couple minutes ago. Now, this isn't because I didn't take this seriously, and I'll tell you, I've spoken in many, many different places, given commencement addresses for high schools, for colleges, for medical schools. I had a meeting at the White House earlier today, virtually. But because I heard about the opportunity to speak to each of you, and I knew that what you have gone through over the past 4 years to make it here right now, I am the one that is privileged to be somewhat standing here in front of you all to celebrate this occasion. And I remember being in your shoes when I was graduating from high school. And I know that from what I have heard about each and every one of you, I had not gone through half of what most of you have gone through to get to this point. I do not remember going to high school and being afraid of what might happen in my school while I was there. We had tornado drills in our high school, not active shooter trainings. The things that have happened in the past 4 years of your lives are 4 years that no matter how old you are, the experiences that you've had at this integral point in your development have shaped you into the type of people that have much more resilience at this age than I probably have right now. And so therefore, each and every one of you has already what it takes to be able to go into this real world and make an impact. Whether you only won 2 games in basketball this year or not, you clearly have what it takes. Whether you learned about mitochondria or not, you took something from this education. And whether you figured out how to put an anime picture and go shopping somehow while still being in school and being the valedictorian, you figured out how to do this. So I tell you all that I am privileged to be here, and I'll give you a little bit about my story, not because I think I'm the first or the best or the only, but because every single one of you has a story. And no matter what your story is, that is what makes you unique and special. No matter what people think you can or cannot do, someone, regardless of if you believe in a higher being or not, someone or something has already given you everything you need. No matter if you're going to college next year or not, no matter if you're going to the school you want to go to next year or not, no matter if it took you 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years to get through this place, each of you is going to be able to make an impact in this world. And the time that you spent here has provided you with the tools to be able to do that. From what I know about this community and how this community comes together, from what I know about certain students that struggled with poverty and homelessness during this year, from what I know about the people that volunteered at the Ortho High, people that volunteered at Orthopedic Institute for Children, people that have scholarships to go here, people that have been part of the foundation that then builds what this community is, every single one of you has already made a difference in this world. I know that many of you lost family members during these past few years of this pandemic. And as a physician, seeing this COVID-19 pandemic was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Seeing how this just ravaged communities, and in particular communities that looked like you and me, that was something that was devastating to everyone. But the difficulty was, this wasn't new. The impact that racism and ableism and sexism and xenophobia have had on our communities, the systemic injustices that are the foundation upon which most of our institutions are created, were only exacerbated by COVID. But from what I know about the impact that you all have made, from what I have seen of this ceremony already, making sure that we pay homage to them, the lands that we're sitting on, making sure that we do these things to recognize that we are no better than anyone else, I cannot say anything to you that you have not already demonstrated over the past few years that you've been here. So I will tell you that while I thought I was going to be this big-time All-American athlete, going to college, almost going to the Olympics, going to medical school, when I broke my neck and was paralyzed from the chest down, people thought that is what changed my world. People thought, oh, how sad it is that now he's not going to be able to make the impact he was going to be able to make before. But what they didn't know is that that spinal cord injury didn't do jack to what I already had. Just like whatever the things you've already gone through and whatever things you will continue to go through will not define you, will not limit you, because guess what? There's going to be something else that occurs in your lifetime. Who knows when the next COVID-20 pandemic will hit? Who knows when the next devastating thing will occur to our country or your institution or you in your personal life? But you will be able to get through that. I don't really know what success is going to look like for any one of you. But what I do know is that the people sitting behind me right here have poured their life into you during this time. The people sitting behind you right there have been pouring their lives into you, and you have been pouring your lives into each other based on what I have seen in the few minutes that I was sitting there. I watch each and every single one of you as you walk up. I see how you interact with each other. I see how you tell your brother not to give you the leg because it makes you itchy. I see all the little things. Yeah, I saw you, right? But this is a unique time in your lives. I have a now 6th grader who just graduated from his 5th grade ceremony yesterday. Thank you. And I think about what the world is for him. I think about what he has gone through. I think about the things that he has experienced. And so I am proud to see him get to this point. And so as I am here in front of you, I am proud of every single one of you, whether I knew you or not. Because you all are the future of this country. You are the future of this world. Because guess what? This world is more than this country, despite what some people want you to believe. And so each of you will now go out. Whether you choose to dream or not, I advise you to make your beds, because I think she's going to have some worries if you don't, right? Each of you will then go out wherever you're going and then make the impact that you are destined to make. What I tell people is find and follow your passions and make your passions your professions. For some of you, that will be an academic route. And as you've heard, I spent some time in schools because that was just the route that I had for me. Now you are all going to find your own individual path. It might be an unbeaten path. It might be a road that's less traveled, but every single one of you has your own unique journey. And you're going to be able to make somebody's tomorrow better than their yesterday. Because that is what you can do every single day. You cannot be sure about what you're going to face that day, but as long as you try to make someone's tomorrow better than their yesterday, by finding and following your passions and making those passions your professions, nobody can ask anymore. So the opportunities that I have been provided by the Orthopedic Institute for Children, the opportunities that have been provided to this community and this institution, because of the partnerships that exist with the community, the scholarships and the internships of helping found this organization within LA Unified, these opportunities are the types of things that people can give you, the types of things that allow you to then make sure you can demonstrate that impact. And whether you have resources or not, what you don't know is that each of you has opportunities to provide to others. Education is not a one-way street. So I'm not expecting that you are taking my words and this is a unidirectional relationship. So therefore, do not let people say just because you are young that you cannot teach. Because whether you are in class or not, you are teaching people every single day. And I just found out that apparently I have a PhD in philosophy because I've been studying a famous philosopher for a long time, and I didn't even know that Nicki Minaj had a PhD in philosophy. So therefore, take this day, remember this special day. Thank your parents and family, whoever they may be right now. Clap for all the people around you. Thank the people standing and sitting behind me right here and some right here as well. Thank your classmates for making it through with you these past several years. And thank this beautiful LA community for providing you with the 4 years that you are never going to forget. Because guess what? You guys have made it. You are going on to the next stage. I am proud of you. I am honored to be here in front of you. And I want one more. 2-0!